Thank you, everyone. Today we'll be talking about, in this panel, about energy storage, empowering security, grid stability, and renewable integration. Today with us we have Dr. Stelios Loumakis, the president of the Hellenic Association of Photovoltaic Energy Producers, who will be elaborating a few things on the PV producer and community view side. We also have Lucia Dolera, the business development manager for BESS for Jinko, who will also be elaborating about technology and market delivery views. And Mr. Dimosthenis Voivontas, the CEO of DAPEEP, and he will say a few things about system market mechanisms and policy and implementation views. Thank you all for being here. So we need to be sharp in our timing, so we'll try to be as fast as possible in order to keep time. So energy storage is moving from, let's say, nice to have to essential infrastructure for security, grid stability, and renewables integration. So in the next 25 minutes, we'll cover the system needs, the market design, the technology choices, and what must happen next, specifically in Greece and in the wider region. So I'm jumping straight to the questions. First, I would like to go to Mr. Dimosthenis Voivontas. I would like Dimosthenis to ask you from a national system perspective, let's say, what is the single most urgent role for storage right now? Is it energy security? Is it grid stability services? Unlocking more renewables? And why is that?
Thank you for the invitation and the opportunity to present our work regarding energy storage. For Greece, 2026 is a turning point. It's the year when energy storage moves from the planning phase to real market operation, becoming core infrastructure that strengthens grid stability and supports deeper integration of renewables. To come to your question, I would say that mainly it is grid stability and unlocking more renewables. The studies we have seen so far indicate that batteries contribute both in the day ahead and the balancing market, providing valuable services for a RES-dominated system. The batteries are expected to unlock more potential by reducing the hours when we have negative prices or zero prices, thus providing a better investment environment for RES and mainly PV. What we have additionally seen is that storage can also reduce market prices, especially during the peak period. This is exactly why storage is being treated as a valuable system resource, not just as a new business opportunity. Its role is to reduce curtailments, stabilize prices, and allow renewables to develop and operate predictably within the system.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. And going to Dr. Stelios Loumakis. Stelios, given your role, I would ask you, where are producers are feeling the most pain? Like, is it curtailments? Is it grid connection delays? Price cannibalization? And how specifically does storage help in shifting the energy, firming output, or providing services? In that sense that I mentioned.
First, thanks. Mm-hmm. And first of all, let me say that grid connection delays are a protection nowadays for the investors, because the monster in the room, the elephant in the room, is curtailments and negative to zero wholesale prices. And although some big consumers are favored with these zero to negative prices, this situation is not viable for no production in the country, neither renewable, neither conventional. So the biggest problem is, yes, the curtailments and the negative to zero prices, and that is what we look for to, let's say, mitigate and reduce through storage. That I would like to say a few things.
Definitely.
With your following questions, I guess.
Definitely.
Because we as PEF, we represent true investors, not only potential investors, but investors that have invested in a country and operate photovoltaic parks.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. Ms. Lucia Dolera, also given your role, I would like to ask you what market mechanisms most effectively unlock storage investment? Is it capacity support, ancillary services, balancing market participation, contracts, auctions, and what must be clarified to enable revenue stacking? I would like also, yeah, that's a bit broad, I know. I would like also your view on your experiences. You have experience outside the Greek borders. I would like also your international experience and to tell us a few things on what is going on, for example, in Spain, which is a market that is way more advanced than ours in the BESS.
Okay, thank you, Mario, for the introduction. I have to say sorry to the audience. I think this session is in English because of me, so sorry. Even I can say Kalispera, Kalimera, Evgaristoi, Parakalo. A part of that. The first thing that I want to say is that we are moving for the energy storage for a pilot technology to really a critical infrastructure that supports the grid stability and the growth of the renewables within the following decade. And yes, it's really now this solution of the curtailments and the volatility of the prices is really an important solution. Regarding your question, I've seen within these years that, for example, the auctions and the capacity markets is like the first step to move to get the bankability, to make bankability these BESS projects when we have started, like, let's say maybe 3-4 years ago. But we have to move forward. We have to move forward in the sense that we have to allow the BESS installations to participate in the energy and system services market in order to diversify the revenues. From the market capacity mechanism and even for the balance services. So this is really, really important. So all this that you have described, ancillary services that are included in this, is very, very important. There is a huge investment that we need to know, the clear rules, and how to deal with this. How we have to go to the market, the priority of going to the market, the availability of the batteries performance to go to the market, the penalties that has to be also listed. And for example, if you read yesterday, it was published from the Solar Power Europe, which is one of the associations of reference for the PV and now also for BESS, that last year, as a preliminary number, last year we installed 70.1 gigawatt hours in Europe. Let's say the main markets, they name UK, Italy, Bulgaria, and the Netherlands, and Spain. And I'm focusing, for example, why UK or Italy? Because they have implemented these capacity markets, these energy services and ancillary services. So this is kind of really, really important to know the rules and how we need to face this investment with the incentives that we have to receive. And it's not needed just one. We need to participate in most of them. So this is one of the key that we are talking about. UK is one of the key markets because they have implemented all these ancillary services and capacity markets.
Thank you, Lucia. I see you've really mentioned the capacity remuneration markets that are currently active in many European countries, not in Greece though. Food for thought for the other two participants, maybe for the next questions. Now, going to Mr. Dimosthenis Voivontas, I would like to ask you what is currently slowing storage most? Why we haven't seen any projects in Greece plugged in, let's say, to the grid? Is it permitting? Is it the grid connection capacity? Is it the interconnection studies which they are not so clear? Maybe some operational rules? And what's the fastest system fix that can deliver results, let's say, in the next 6 to 12 months? I mean, we are currently expecting the first BESS projects to be connected to the grid during May, June, something like that.
The fastest fix is to make procedures even faster and clarify market rules. I have to mention here that the main aspects of batteries market integration have been determined quite a long time ago, and these should have already been incorporated into our procedures and our codes, so that the market could be ready when the investors were. What investors and operators need most is clarity and predictability, clear rules that are consistent across market participation and grid connection, so projects can move from permits to operation without uncertainty or repeated changes along the way. Indeed, the rate at which battery projects will come online will affect how they will be, how the advantages from their integration into the market will come, and we will see them. We expect several projects to be in those first months of the year online. However, most of them will come at the second half of the year. So the reduction of curtailments and other advantages will be seen later on in the year.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for that. Going to Dr. Loumakis, I'll also go in a very broad question. You can practically elaborate on many things now. You have the chance. I would ask you, how should storage change the way PV projects are financed and contracted? You can go into technical details as well, because based on your previous question, I know you want to elaborate a lot of things there. Tell us what you feel is more.
I don't know if you have the time to go into technical details, but what I would like to mention is that we will have two kinds of batteries in Greece. The standalone batteries that are standalone investments, and there the capacity is mainly 2 hours. We had an invitation from the Ministry of Energy for under priority taking connection terms. The limit there was overall 4.7 gigawatts. The interest was much more, it exceeded 10 gigawatts.
Yeah.
My opinion is that because we are in a very, very difficult situation of overcapacity because of photovoltaics, and because 2 to 3 gigawatts are coming in within this year to 2026, I think that all projects, all standalone battery projects that have applied in the Ministry of Energy invitation should take connection terms, presumed that they obey and they comply to the rules of the invitation. We do not have the luxury to leave projects outside of the invitation, and if somebody says that, okay, it doesn't mean that if you don't take connection terms under the context of the invitation of the ministry, that doesn't mean that you will not take connection terms directly from the administrator. According to my opinion and my experience, administrators, grid and system will delay a lot outside of the invitation of the minister. So there is an urgent situation for standalone battery systems to take connection terms, presume that they obey the rules of the invitation.
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the first. So all these 10 gigawatts that are high credibility projects with high guarantees should have the chance, presume they obey the rules, to take connection terms. Now, there's a second category. Of course, administrators will continue to give connection terms according to the needs and the lines and the substations, etc. Now, there is a second case of batteries that are batteries co-located or incorporated behind the meter of the PV plant and co-located. The rationale first is that, okay, if the problem of curtailments and zero to negative prices is solved through the standalone BESS systems, that's fine. We are not so optimistic. The problem will be heavy. For 2026, we expect the loss of income because of curtailments and negative zero prices to reach 30 to 40% of the average income of feed-in premium PV projects, projects that do not have priority of dispatch. So we expect that a lot of people will try to save their investments and incorporate batteries, or if we are talking about clusters of such projects, to make a co-located battery.
Mm-hmm.
There, the exercise is different. 2 hours is nothing. The problem of zero to negative prices exceeds 6 to 7 hours during spring, summer, and autumn. And during 2026, it will be worse. So, according to the financials of each project that will incorporate the battery, how much it is geared with bank loans, and what is the expected income from the shareholders, it's a different case. Yes, if something that it's not geared with bank loans, a 2-hour battery would save some energy, but it won't do much difference.
Yeah.
So I think that there the batteries will be of longer duration. So we're going to have two kinds of batteries, because we're in a very difficult situation.
So you are talking about the 2-hour batteries, which you think it might be problematic for the grid stability, and
this is the majority of the projects that are licensed from RAE and environmentally, and now have applied for connection terms. That can change. So the
going
connection
into 4
terms
hours
that will be given. The majority of the 10 gigawatts are of 2-hour capacity. But no one should compare the overcapacity that we face in the country because of photovoltaics mainly, and renewables, but because of photovoltaics, directly one-to-one with the battery capacity. For instance, because the problem of overcapacity exceeds 6 to 7 hours, we need several shifts of 2-hour batteries to offset this overcapacity. So 4.7 gigawatts, that's the invitation of the ministry, is practically nothing if you think that we already have 12 gigawatts of PVs in Greece in operation today, 18 gigawatts of renewables in operation, plus 3.5 big hydro, plus some conventional that we continue to build conventional plants, and 2 to 3 more PVs, gigawatt of PVs, are coming within the 2026. So we understand that 4.6 is nothing.
It's nothing, yeah. Definitely agree. Going to Lucia. Lucia, I would like to ask you what's changed most in the last, let's say, 12 to 24 months in BESS economics and delivery risk, pricing, lead times, performance guarantees, since you work with Jinko, and what should buyers demand in warranties and service agreements to avoid the can you hear me? Yeah, sure. To service agreements to avoid underperformance?
Well, we are moving, let's say, in these few years, we are moving very, very fast, very professional way. And you take into account those countries that already have a huge integration of renewable in the electricity system, how they are demanding a strong technology. From the point of view of cost, it's now not a matter of capex. That is important, of course, but also for the point of view of OPEX. So the way that the battery is going to performance is really important. How we are going to operate the battery is key. It's very, very important because, well, for example, in Jinko, that we can provide solution for CNI utility scale, you see that every time we are demanding to have more warranties, performance warranties, and we have the standard ones for 5 years, but most of our clients go further and ask for 10, 15, and even 20 years of warranty. And now here is really important the long-term service agreement. So how we are going to maintain and operate that battery it's really important to know which are these key parameters from the bankability point of view, like a state of health, this S of 8 that we all know, or round-trip efficiency, which are, let's say, the key parameters that when you are in a meeting, when you started like really talking, okay, let's see how is your battery performing. So it's one of the important parameters that you have to show, and you see that now the clients are more in the knowledge of learning more, because you see the difference from PV, that PV is like more established, more mature, and people are knowledge. And I'm not very long in the BESS sector, but you see now that there is more knowledge, no? So these parameters are very, very interesting. How many hours you are going to use the battery is not the same 2 hours to go to 4 hours, as Stelios has said, that I have already write it down. From 6 to 7 hours, you have 0 or negative prices. So this is unsustainable. So we need, well, in fact, it's demanding in solutions from 2 hours up to, even for the Italian market, which is the more demanding for the duration point of view, we have already done even 8 or 10 hours. 10 hours, not most, but projects. Sometimes we have reached 8 hours. So it has to be very. Now the after-sales service is one of the keys, and working with a well-known company, because tier 1 company is very, very important. The competitiveness is huge because most of the PV manufacturers has gone to BESS. I don't know if I have answered you, but the after sales is one of the key. The cost, the CapEx OpEx is very, very important. Yeah.
Thank you, Lucia. Unfortunately, we are almost out of time, so I will need you to be fast in the next questions, like really fast. Dimosthenis, from you, I would like to hear one policy market change you'd prioritize in 2026 to accelerate storage.
It's what I have already mentioned, faster procedures and clear, consistently applied market rules. The main elements are there, and the priority is now their full incorporation into procedures and codes, so projects can move from permits to operation without uncertainty. Okay, thank you.
Stelios, do you want to answer the same question?
Yes, I will repeat once again to lift the limit of 4.7 gigawatts for the applications already in the invitation of the ministry, and examine them all and presume that they obey and comply to the rules, give connection terms to all of them.
Okay. Lucia?
Well, I think important, I insist on that, to participate in the diverse markets is an important key. And I will say also all the permit issues that we haven't mentioned is, well, my colleagues have already mentioned, but it's very, very important to have a clear and stable rules of playing. And I haven't mentioned, but maybe it's not very related to this, but the safety in BESS is also
a key parameter.
Super important. We have to comply with the normative as European as international in order to avoid any movement, any situation that is not really good. I have also to say from a safety point of view that since 2018, the incidents from BESS have decreased, 97% have decreased. So I think we are making a good design in our containers and these things. So predictable, clear rules and stable rules and make the participation in the different markets to the BESS to have the differentiated revenues. This is really, really important.
Okay, cool. Thank you all for the constructive discussion. Thanks to the audience as well. And we're done here.
Thank you.